Hey everyone, welcome back to the .NET Sys channel. If you're new here, this is where you get your daily dose of software engineering topics. And to all our returning viewers, thank you for joining me once again. It's great to have you back. Today we're diving into how to effectively avoid dependencies and ensure smooth collaboration between front-end and back-end teams. Whether you're here to learn something new or brush up your cloud skills or software engineering skills, this video has got you covered. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's keep building our software engineering knowledge together, one daily dose at a time. So, to effectively avoid dependencies and ensure smooth collaboration between front end and back end teams, follow these strategies. Number one, establish a clear contract via APIs. Define a well-documented and versioned API that acts as a contract between the front-end and back-end teams. Use OpenAPI or GraphQL schemas to document and communicate endpoints. Agree on input-output data formats, example JSON, XML, and validation rules. Mock the APIs during the early development phase and allow both teams to work independently. Number two, use mock servers. Set up a mock server to simulate backend responses for the front-end teams. Tools like Postman, WireMock, Macon, or a custom Node.js server. This allows the front-end team to develop and test the UI without waiting for the backend to be ready. Number three, backend first or parallel development. Backend first. Backend team completes the API design and basic implementation first, enabling the front end to integrate seamlessly. Parallel development. Both teams work simultaneously with frequent alignment through daily stand-ups or sync meetings. Number four, define a shared data model. Agree on a shared data model that both teams reference, ensuring consistency between the back-end services, the back-end responses, and front-end expectations. Use a centralized repository for schemas with tools like JSON Schema, Protocol Buffer, or Avro. And automate checks to ensure the backend adheres to the shared model. Number five, feature toggles and stubbing. Use feature toggles to deploy incomplete backend or front-end components without breaking the system. Stub and complete features on either side to allow iterative development. Number six, component isolation in front-end. Front-end teams should design UI components to be self-contained and mock the data layer independently. Use tools like Storybook to build and test UI components in isolation. Replace real API calls with mock data during development and testing. Number seven, CI/CD pipeline and automated testing. Implement CI/CD pipelines to run integration tests that validate API responses against front-end expectations. Use tools like Cypress, Playwright, or Postman collection for end-to-end testing. Number 8, frequent communication and documentation. Schedule regular syncs between teams to discuss progress and roadblocks. Maintain documentation on API changes, agree feature formats and responsibilities in a centralized location, example Confluence or Notion. Number 9, versioning APIs. Ensure the backend supports version APIs so the frontend is not disrupted by breaking changes. Number 10, adopt a microservice approach. For large teams, split the backend into smaller services managed by separate teams. Frontend teams can then integrate independently with specific services. The key takeaways. The goal is to decouple the team's workflow through API contracts, mocking, and frequent communication, while maintaining shared ownership of agreed upon Stay engaged. All right. Cool. Thanks. Bye bye.